Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from, and real quick before we get started, as always, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' constant generosity and support to me as always. It really means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. And if you guys are actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, loyalty crown badges, you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember, that's not the only way that you can support me. Just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting, everything really does help, so thank you guys so much. And for today's video, I was originally going to do another video for Nikke, but we ended up getting some dev notes with some interesting reveals. Really excited to talk about. So let me scoot on over and let's put it on screen right here. And as always, we are at Stovepost for Chaos Zero Nightmare for a preview of new content being Sortie and some new improvements with these dev notes. Really excited to see. We will be providing a deep dive into the new content Sortie, which many protos have been curious about, as well as the underlying design considerations shaping its gameplay. So Sortie begins the lost essence. To capture the fun of the roguelike deck building experience, Chaos Zero Nightmare was designed so that commands aren't confined to fixed roles. Instead, their mechanics and synergies evolve based on the player's specific build. Through this design philosophy, we aim to create a diverse gameplay experience where even the same command can perform differently depending on the player's choices. During the early stages of the game's launch, this build diversity appeared to function as intended. However, with the introduction of the competitive ranking content such as the Great Rift, play shifted towards optimizing save data efficiency. This dominant strategy began to limit the variety of viable builds. In this process, the Epiphany system, contrary to its original design intent of encouraging diverse choices, became a hurdle, making it difficult to secure the desired epiphanies. This increased the overall gameplay burden ultimately for protos, although the gameplay burden of acquiring save data was significantly weakened through various improvement patches. An environment where diverse builds can be meaningfully utilized has still not been established. We have therefore concluded that more fundamental improvements are necessary to address this issue. Freedom from constraints and the joy of choice. Sortie is a pure roguelike mode that does not grant save data, offering a unique gameplay experience separated from previous restrictions beyond simply removing save data constraints. We designed Sortie so that the choices made by protos during gameplay become the decisive factor in clearing a run. Additionally, because existing chaos modes preserved play results in the form of save data, we had to tune the strength of various elements to a certain level in order to keep the gameplay within the intended balance ceiling when designing contents that utilize save data. This applies to most build elements such as equipment and fates, excluding combatant card sets, and ultimately diminish the overall appeal of the gameplay experience. In Sortie, these constraints are removed, allowing players to fully experience the core appeal of roguelike gameplay. You will encounter a wide range of variables, powerful choices, and corresponding new threats in this new mode. New power. First, the equipment system will undergo significant changes. The effect caps on underutilized equipment will be removed, or the conditions required to activate their effects will be expanded further. As a result, choosing which equipment to use and which combatant to equip it to will become a key strategic decision when clearing runs. The influence of the primordials intervening in chaos will also be strengthened. Fate effects, which felt underwhelming in most cases, will be overhauled to shift the gameplay experience, such as altering core game rules and constraints or enhancing specific combatant mechanics. Depending on which fate is selected, the chaos experience will change significantly, making combatant composition and deck building choices even more important. And with party composition in Sortie, the method of forming your party has also been revised. Due to distortions in spacetime, the use of waypoint devices is restricted, and only one combatant can be transmitted per waypoint. As a result, protos will enter the chaos to start with a single combatant. That's interesting. Please note that the numbers and content displayed are placeholders and do not reflect the final implementation. After infiltrating the chaos with your one combatant, each time a boss is defeated, an additional combatant can be selected to join the party. Unlike existing chaos runs, it consists of a total of 3 stages, and leading up to a final boss, protos will be able to assemble a party with up to 4 combatants. In addition, due to the instability of waypoints, the commands that will appear will vary each time. Oh, so is it random? And a range of modified conditions will appear, such as having all unique cards available or having basic cards removed. As a result, the choices you make will be even more important depending on the party composition and situation at hand. Into the unknown, more dangerous and powerful chaos. Up until now, various forms of chaos have been encountered throughout the story, but missions to destroy them have previously only ever been conducted through the simulation system known as the Zero System. In Sortie, combatants will directly infiltrate real chaos rather than a simulation. Protoss will face off against its true nature, a place where unpredictable dangers and mysteries intertwine at the very core. Sortie will feature some rule adjustments compared to the existing Chaos runs. Will also offer a base difficulty that even Protoss with lower proficiency can challenge. By building a deck through simple choices and understanding combatant mechanics, Protoss will be able to reach the Chaos core without excessive difficulty. Additionally, a higher difficulty option for Chaos will be available, including a new Hardcore mode. In Hardcore mode, the Link crash state that previously activated when HP was depleted is now gone, and reaching 0 HP will result in immediate death. Oh, so you don't even get that crutch. That's kind of crazy. But interesting that you only start with 1 and you can have up to 4. And I see that there's multiple difficulties. That's pretty cool. Furthermore, various elements designed to intensify combat will be applied, such as increased action counts for higher grade monsters. In Sortie, you will encounter numerous special entities, unique rare monster species, new NPCs, and unknown locations. Various challenge missions will also become available depending on the difficulty and level, alongside the new Hardcore mode. At higher difficulties, prioritizing survival and growth become essential until a powerful build is acquired. Gameplay will focus heavily on survival and chaos elimination while dealing with never-before-seen threats and environmental variables. New Epiphany items, making diverse save data strategies easier. With Sortie, you can be playing with it without consuming Aether, but content-exclusive currency can be acquired by consuming Aether. Also, coming with the Sortie update is a new set of flash items that allow editing of duplications, removals, divine epiphanies, and more. These items will be obtainable using the new exclusive currency, so we're getting even more ways to edit our save data to make it more easy. That's awesome. It's going to be using this new game mode. We'll have to see how hard it is, but that's a really great sign. This is intended to significantly reduce the burden Protoss experience when creating desired save data, and to establish an environment where diverse strategies can be more freely experimented. In addition, we are preparing further improvements to reduce the time required for repeated play when creating save data, allowing Protoss to focus more on sortie and strategic experimentation. Chaos Skip Battle feature added. The development team has been continuously exploring ways to minimize the playtime spent on building save data to provide Protoss with more time to focus on sortie gameplay. As part of this effort, a skip battle feature will be introduced to Chaos content, excluding sortie. Skip battles can be used by consuming tickets, which are obtainable through various methods. This feature is based on auto combat, but the results are calculated and determined without running the actual battle. Battle results reflect on relevant factors including progression stats, team comps, selected combatants, and chosen epiphanies. Outcomes such as victory and defeat, HP loss, and party wipes are determined probabilistically using a large data set of manual play data from all users. However, since results are based on average performance data, Protoss with above average proficiency may experience slightly less favorable outcomes compared to manual play. Therefore, this feature is most efficient when progression stats sufficiently exceed the overall difficulty of the content. This is a feature that has been long requested by many Protoss, and we anticipate it will help reduce gameplay fatigue more efficiently. That's going to be really interesting to see how that works and how much faster it's going to be to get through these chaos runs when we're grinding save data, because it looks like they're really trying to make Sortie be the main game mode where you can utilize everything and have fun with it, rather than playing a run and you have to like start from zero again. This is going to be really cool. I'm actually really excited for this. Now we have easing of the Great Rift save data seasonal restrictions. Even after the save data restrictions were eased, build diversity remained limited because seasonal power, seasonal cards, and seasonal equipment could only be used within their respective seasons. As a result, each season requires significant effort to build decks for combatants, making it difficult to experiment with more diverse team compositions. We plan to ease the seasonal restrictions imposed in the Great Rift so that Protoss can better enjoy the gameplay by experimenting with seasonal elements, allowing for more diverse strategies rather than tirelessly farming perfect save data. They're really stressing that throughout this whole dev notes. They are stressing the fact that they want to ease that burden. That's awesome. I think that's a great sign as well. We're also reviewing additional options such as removing seasonal restrictions entirely or erasing them so they remain usable up to a certain season. Further details will be shared in the next developer note once our plans are finalized. Wow, so there is a chance they get rid of those restrictions to make it easier for the players. That's really interesting. Wow, that's awesome. I love grinding in this game, but at the same time, if Sortie's going to be the new game mode, I don't want to be farming, you know what I mean? I want to have fun with that new mode. This is going to be cool. And to end things off, we have the April showcase. With the Sortie update, we hope Protos can move beyond the burden of farming save data and focus more on diverse strategies and unique deck building experiences. Lastly, we are preparing further updates including Sortie, Season 3, and the half anniversary. It is confirmed. This is not going to be like Epic 7. We are getting a confirmed half anniversary. More details will be shared in the upcoming April showcase. We sincerely thank all Protos for supporting Chaos Zero Nightmare with valuable feedback. We will continue to strive to provide an enjoyable experience. We also return soon with a developer note containing details on the updated pre-season. This is going to be insane. This is pretty cool because after this we are getting like a pre-season before we get to Season 3. And I wonder how that's going to go, if that's going to involve the half anniversary. I don't know. This is awesome. I'm happy that we are getting a half anniversary. I like events in games. So I was really kind of sad that we might have the possibility that we wouldn't get that. And the fact that we are is awesome. Really cool to see this new Sortie game mode trying to become like the main game mode. Them moving away from excessive farming to ease that pretty much burnout that you can get. That's really cool. I am really excited. I wonder what they are going to do with that seasonal limitation, if they're going to get rid of that or not. Because if so, that's going to change a lot of things. So that's really cool. But with all that being said, let me know what your thoughts are. This honestly is kind of cooking. Obviously, we're not getting anything right now, but this is looking really promising and I am really excited. Definitely excited for the half anniversary. I'm glad that that is confirmed. Let me know what your thoughts are, but that is going to be it from me. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, lovely night wherever you're from. And as always, thank you so much for the constant support. Take care and have a good one.